As we get older, we need something that's going to give us a little boost to our drives. A boost that isn't going to sacrifice accuracy. A boost that isn't going to hurt our bodies. A boost that is simple to execute, no matter where you are in your game or even with some physical limitation. I'm going to show you that you can use your body a little bit more effectively and hit the ball a little bit further, effortlessly. What happens all the time when we're trying to get a bit more distance off our drives? Whether it's every drive or just the odd one, you know, on a par 5 like this, we're trying to heave it out there a bit more. We think, all right, I'm going to give it a bit more welly. A couple of things that happen. You might just try and swing faster, which is certainly not always going to yield more speed because the sequence gets knackered, you hit it all over the club face, everything gets kind of out of whack. The other way is I'm going to try and swing longer, make a bigger turn. That makes it even harder to be more consistent because you've got to make your way all the way back down here. So what can we do apart from, swing like Rory McIlroy or anything like this? What little trick can I give you to give you a few more yards? What happens is when we are trying to get more speed, when the body isn't really able to create the separation of the hips of the upper body to be able to deliver the club in that ideal swing sequence, to create that elasticity and to be able to whip the club through. That's a little bit harder on the body. We can't just get speed by trying to move the hands faster either. That can help, but there's an untapped source that too many of my students that I help or people that I play with, people that send swings in, and it is using the legs. Using the legs can get a little bit complicated because there's a lot of things that are sort of happening with pressure shifting, using the ankles, the knees, opening up the hips, pushing into the ground, the transfer. There's a lot going on there. So we need to find something that I know you can do, because doing something, even if I do a half sort of swing, let's say, I'm going to show you 2 different swings here, and there's going to be a noticeable difference, but the only difference is going to add quite a few yards. I'm trying to replicate slightly slower swing speeds here to show how much boost you can give it. Now that only went just a little under 200 yards or something, right? Nothing spectacular, was not a fast swing, but it was very much upper body dominant. Pretty passive with the lower body, trying to just make contact and get those hands through relatively quickly. Now if I do the same again, but what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to feel, not spinning the hips, I'm going to feel that I'm actually just pushing my feet down this way, that way. I'm just feeling like I'm pushing my knees, if you will, into the ground here, that way. Kind of like trampolining myself down and through. And that feeling starts to happen as we make our downswing. I'm going to feel like I'm pushing from the ground. I'm not really thinking about how my arms are moving. The only thing I want you to think about is the knees, the legs pushing that way. It's like a diagonal push into the ground here, okay? That way, this way. And I'm finishing a little bit taller, the belt buckle aiming towards the target, and those legs a little bit straighter. It's almost like a jump, all right? I'm not expecting you to sort of catapult up like this, but it's definitely a feeling of jumping, a little sort of push and jump, because the legs, no matter how old you are, they're still going to probably be one of the strongest weapons you have in your body. So even on a little dinky swing, if I get these legs into it with a little sort of push, you can see that extra little whip through the ball. And man, that was a good strike. I increased my swing speed, but the yardage went up 35 yards like that. And I didn't do anything different. The only thing I did was push with my leg, feeling like I'm using my quads, using my knees. As I start my downswing, remember I've lowered my hands, I've lowered the downswing, then I push through. And that is going to give me the consistent power. And that's the key, consistency, because I'm not trying to manipulate the club through the ball. I'm not trying to open up the hips, anything particular. Nothing complicated going on. It's a push and a finish. Feeling like I'm pushing the legs. It's a boost. It's a boost thruster, and it's using your most powerful source, your legs, your lower body. It's unbelievably simple, but try it. Will it just work with driver? Primarily yes, but I really do urge you to try it with irons, hybrids, especially if you're lacking in distance and you want to get a little bit more height off your shots and a little bit more oomph. But let me know how you get on. There's other facets that you can build onto this, but that's kind of like a very clear, simple introduction to firing that lower body, getting those boost thrusters going, and you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.